Again, April 13th. This is a Saturday. I'm a little bit disappointed because I kind of hoped that if I kept up with this, if I kept meditating and thinking about the Ten Commandments and following God and doing what's right and getting the blessings, that something would happen, something like to let me know, immediately, here's a blessing. And one of those things that I kind of prefigured in my mind was to get called off or not have to come into work and actually get a day to rest. Right. I did sleep earlier today. And I can't help but wonder how many of us all set up these tests that if it doesn't happen the way we want, then it must not be true. And I think that I run the risk, I think, of making it dangerous for myself when I start to think in those terms, because then I'm like, here I am again, nothing is different, I'm just being superstitious, I'm not getting anywhere with this, it's been weeks now, nothing new has opened up for me, I'm still as much of a slave as I was when I started. Here I am again, and again, and again, and again. And I think that really what I need to do, and what everybody probably needs to do, is to let things happen in their own time according to the will of God, because I think that there's a moral law that there are consequences for doing what's right, just as much as there are for not doing what's right. Now, something small that I can say that I did encounter last night, as it pertained to making the choice to follow the Ten Commandments, is you shall not steal. And this may seem really petty or simple or stupid, but when it was going on 3-4 o'clock in the morning, I didn't have any lunch with me. I was really hungry, and there's a room with, snacks and things for patients. Now there are crackers, there are little peanut butter pads, there are, like, I don't know, little juice boxes and things. And other things for the patients too, like, pretzels and granola bars and stuff that are not things that I really would take to eat ever on my own. But I was really hungry, and it crossed my mind, well, go grab a pack of crackers or something, so you don't feel so hungry and you don't feel so sick because your stomach wants something in it. And, or, how about just like a cranberry juice? That would be fine. And I realized as I walked into the nutrition room, as it's so lovely named, that there was a sign hanging up there, and it said that food and drinks are not for staff or students, but for patients and visitors only. And I was justifying it. I'm like, well, that sign is really there because people were coming up and taking all kinds of food, and it doesn't really mean if I'm hungry that I can't have a pack of crackers. Well, it's just this small little thing. It won't really make a big difference, a big deal. It doesn't hurt anything. It'll help me. But I decided that it was stealing. I knew it was stealing, and I knew it because I was trying to justify why I would take it, even being something as petty as a pack of saltine crackers. And the thing is, as stupid as it sounds, is that how much I'm willing to sell my soul for? A pack of saltine crackers? Because I'm hungry one evening? And I think those are the little things that every day we probably don't recognize as the little temptations that they are. The temptations to sin. It's so easy to fall because we aren't paying attention to what's around us. So, I'm going in here again tonight. I'm not very happy that I have to be here. Separated from my family all night. Another thing happened as well. There's this, what we call a staffing grid. And it gives ratios of if there are so many patients, how many nurses do there have to be? How many nurses aides do there have to be? And before I started this a couple of weeks ago, according to the staffing grid, when we have 8 patients on the floor, which we could take up to 20, when we have 8 patients at night, we need 2 nurses and a nurse's aide. When we have 10 patients, we have to call a lead nurse in also. So when you're sitting at 10 patients, you should have a lead nurse, 2 nurses on the patients, and a nurse's aide to help answer the call lights and to get vital signs and blood sugars and everything. Well, since I've started this a couple weeks ago, they've decided to go ahead and change the grid so that there's no nurse's aide until there are 14 patients. Last night I had 6 patients of my own, and one of them was incredibly confused, trying to crawl out of bed, and she had a broken leg. If she tried to get out, she would hurt herself. She would hurt the leg that they had just fixed. She would potentially cause much more injury to herself. And because of that, I was having difficulty answering other call lights and those things with my other patients, and the other nurses were helping other people as well. So I feel almost like in an instant things have actually gotten worse for me, but I don't know why that is, and I don't know what is going to come of it. I still have to do what's right, and that includes if I'm dumb enough to not prepare lunch and bring it, that I just don't eat, because I'm not going to steal even a small pack of crackers. We'll see how it goes.